not new. It's not like it's new news. Same time he beat the out of motherfucking what's the little girl named Cassie or whatever. He had an assistant by the name of Capricorn. He felt Capricorn. Cap was keeping his on the low about if she was messing with Cuddy or not. Puffy beat the out that bitch. Not only did he beat the out of her, it was an Interscope person, the Interscope check that paid her to settle before he wouldn't go to.
So it looks like Diddy goes after Suge. Diddy is about to get himself into a whole new mess because he is now threatening to go after Suge Knight after Suge spilled some of Diddy's messiest secrets. Suge had a lot to say about Diddy's current mess with Cassie, and he did not hold back. Well, word on the streets is that Diddy is now threatening to take Suge out for daring to speak against him, and Suge better watch his back because Diddy is not here to play either. I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that, you know what I'm saying? It's nonsense, which we never believed, by the way. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so y'all remember how I said the whole industry seems to be coming after Diddy? Well, it turns out that was very accurate because now Suge's revelations have decided to dive headfirst into the drama. Let me tell y'all, the stuff he's spilling about Diddy is downright mind-blowing. If you thought Cassie's lawsuit was a wild ride, well, buckle up, buttercup, because Sue's latest revelations have taken things from bad to, are you kidding me, levels. Now, just to give you a quick refresher, Suge and Diddy have been at each other's throats for a good 3 decades now. I mean, their beef goes way back to the notorious East Coast versus West Coast rap feud that went on for years back in the day. Suge Knight ran with Death Row Records, and he had Tupac Shakur as his main guy. On the flip side, Diddy was the man behind Bad Boy Records, and he had Biggie Smalls in his corner. Now, Tupac and Biggie weren't exactly besties because they had some serious beef of their own going on. It wasn't just a personal thing. The whole Death Row crew had a major grudge against everybody that rolled with Bad Boy. Now, this feud is the reason that people feel like Diddy might have wanted Tupac out of the picture for good, to eliminate the competition. Now, I'm not saying that Diddy for sure ordered the hit on Tupac, but the thing is Keith D, the dude recently arrested in connection to Tupac's murder, spilled the tea. According to him, Diddy not only called the shots, but also dropped $1 million to whoever could make Tupac disappear.
The story that has circulated was that after Tupac got killed, Puffy allegedly gave the money
I heard
to Zip.
Yes.
And Zip was supposed to give the money to Keefy and them.
Yes.
But he never gave the money to him.
But thank God he never gave him the money, right? Think about it. If he gave the money, Puffy will be in prison now, money for hire, for hire. So thank God, it's just a true story. I'm not saying yes or no, but if he would have gave them the money, it'd have been for hire and Puffy would be locked.
He even revealed that the FBI was able to trace the money, confirming that Diddy paid it out. But it didn't get to Key.
The FBI said it was just Zip.
So the FBI told you
they said he
the
was
same
a dirty motherfucker, yeah.
So the FBI told you that Zip kept that money as well.
They said Zip's a dirty motherfucker. Everybody cross you.
Okay, so let me break this down for y'all. He didn't flat out say that he offed park on Diddy's orders. That'd be like putting a target on his own back. But come on, read between the lines, y'all. He practically screamed it from the rooftops when he spilled about Diddy dropping that slapping $1 million bounty on someone's head in 1996. Diddy wanted Tupac out, and he wanted it bad, like make him disappear bad. Even in 2023, dropping that kind of cash for someone's demise is still crazy, so you can only imagine the desperation back in the day. Now, back to the East Coast versus West Coast chaos. That was just the tip of the iceberg. Rumor has it that Tupac was setting up to expose Diddy's personal life in a song, hinting at him being on the DL. In the 90s, being outed like that was practically a career death sentence. Diddy wasn't about to let his career crumble, you feel me? This isn't the first time that he tried to clear up rumors about his sexuality. Remember when Wendy Williams tried to spill some? Diddy went all out to silence her and keep his private life under wraps.
There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams. And she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's...
Now, after Wendy Williams had already stirred the pot, Diddy was walking on thin ice. The last thing he needed was Tupac confirming those rumors and potentially outing him. People are saying that's why Diddy went into overdrive and had to shut things down fast. Word on the streets is that he strategically planned Tupac's demise during a time when Tupac was knee-deep in personal drama. On the day Tupac passed, he and Suge were at the MGM Grand Lobby with Trevin Lane, part of their crew. Trevin spots a dude named Baby Lane, the same guy who allegedly stole his death row chain on Diddy's orders a few weeks back. Tupac and the squad jump Baby Lane, who turns out to be Keef D's nephew. Fast forward a couple of hours, and Tupac got shot. Now, of course, it was believed that the drive-by was revenge for him and his people jumping Baby Lane, but from what we know now, it may seem like Diddy was more involved in it than we know. After all, he had to protect his DL secrets. Oh, and y'all keep that in mind because we're going to get back to that in a little bit. Once Tupac passed away, Death Row Records crumbled like a house of cards. I mean, Tupac was the label's golden child, and when he passed, everything went downhill real quick. Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg left the label, and Suge Knight lost his place in the industry. So if there's someone out there with a burning desire to see Diddy crash, it should be Suge Knight. Fast forward to last week, and Cassie dropped the bomb on Diddy, exposing him for being a real piece of work. I just know that Suge did a victory dance when he found out. By the way, Suge is in prison serving a 28-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter in a 2015 hit-and-run case, and he's not eligible for parole until 2034. Cassie's lawsuit hit us like a ton of bricks, but Suge Knight wasn't exactly caught off guard. He's been onto Diddy's ways for a minute now. The stuff that Diddy has allegedly done to Cassie is enough to make you want to save a spot in Suge's jail cell just for Diddy because folks are seriously talking about putting him behind bars. The lawsuit was 35 pages long, and that right there is our first clue that it was about to get real ugly. And listen, did it deliver on this nastiness? Yes, it did. I'm talking trigger warnings plastered all over the court documents, and that was a second hint that we were in for a serious mess. Cassie didn't hold back either, and those pages spilled the details on a whole other level. It's like the real-life legal version of a horror film we're all watching with our jaws on the floor. But nothing could have prepared us for the horrific things that we saw in those court documents. The lawsuit started off by revealing that he sexually assaulted Miss Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him, often punched, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, a burst lip, black eyes, and bleeding. He forced Miss Ventura to engage in intimate acts with male sex workers while getting off on it and filming the encounters. He demanded that Miss Ventura carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is. He introduced Miss Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance abuse and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. The lawsuit went on and on to talk about the extreme ways that Diddy put hands on Cassie, leaving her hurt physically and emotionally, like the time they were on their way from a party and Diddy got mad for some reason and decided to take it out on Cassie. The court documents said Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura repeatedly in an Escalade, including by kicking and hitting her. He forced her out of the vehicle on 5th Avenue in New York City. She was eventually able to hail a cab and get to her apartment in Manhattan, or at the time she and Diddy went to the club and Cassie started a conversation with a music manager. It wasn't like she was trying to sign with the other man, but Diddy got so mad that when they left the club, Mr. Combs pushed Miss Ventura into a corner of the vehicle and stomped on her face. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs' residence, Miss Ventura attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in the face. Miss Ventura was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Mr. Combs' home, where she began to throw up from the violent incident. But y'all want to know the most horrible part about this. Diddy didn't even try to hide his bad behavior from everyone around him. I mean, sure, he went to extreme lengths to hide his behavior from fans because he knew that it would have hurt his image very badly if he got accused and exposed for hurting Cassie. The court documents say he often left bruises on Cassie's body and face, and to protect himself from getting found out, he would send her to fancy hotels and on fancy vacations so that she could heal in private without anyone realizing what actually happened. She also claimed that he often hit her so hard that he left welts on her face and body. And going by this old picture that fans dug up, she clearly wasn't lying about that. At the time, Cassie fed us the story about an ATV accident in Dubai, and we all bought it. But let's be real, Do you think that he's just bluffing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and then check out this next video.